Hey everybody, how you doing today? Welcome to the show. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce for Tuesday, August the 16th, 2022. Welcome one, welcome all. Jennifer and I are in hiding here in a hotel in Calgary. You'll never find us alive. You'll never take us alive. We're we're doing fine. Watching, of course, a lot of activity out there and trying to make sense of what is going on in this wild and wacky market and world in which we live. We have a very quiet pre-market, more or less, happening. If you were to just look at the stock indexes, you'd say, oh, wow, it's really quiet today. Nothing going on here. The Dow is up 2 points. NASDAQ is down 2 points. S&P is down a point. So we're talking flat. Hey, nothing to worry about. You remember the guy in the movie, the Firm? You know, no one ever leaves this firm alive. He was a security guy. And he said, I get paid to worry when there's nothing to worry about. You remember that line? I love that line. Mr. Brimley, you remember Mr. Brimley? He played the security guard. What a great actor he was, playing that mean old man. Yeah, he got paid to worry when there was nothing to worry about. That's what I'm doing. I'm sitting here worrying about stuff when there apparently seems to be nothing to worry about. The stock market has recovered about half of its losses so far from their highs all the way to the lows. And there are analysts out there, and there are pundits out there, so-called experts out there, who are saying this is great. The market is snapping back nicely. It's predicting a soft landing. It's predicting interest rates won't be as big a deal as we had feared. It's predicting that there will be if there's a slowdown economically, we may have already had it. Things are just going to get better. And there are people out there, are entities, agencies, organizations, analysts trying to encourage people to put money in the market. Just keep on buying, because you never issue a sell rating on an issue, ever. Only time you issue a sell rating on a stock is after it's down 90% from where it's gone from, and it's just about to delist, or the company's a year away from being sold off or totally rearing. Then they say sell. Well, all the money's lost. All the billions are gone. There's nothing left to salvage. By then they say, well, maybe now it's a good time to sell. Yeah, right. Okay, thanks. I want to know, when is it a good time to sell? When markets hitting highs, when markets are a little overvalued. And I'm not talking about losers. I'm talking about winners. I want to know about companies that are winning, that are apparently winning, seem to be winning. Stocks seem to be doing really well. I want to sell at the highs, and I want to buy at the lows. Call me an old-fashioned, backward-thinking kind of guy, but that's kind of where I figure the right way to play these markets. And there's plenty of reasons right now to start suspecting that these markets might be at temporary highs. We might be at a high level that in the next 2 or 3 months we'll look back and go, oh yeah, look at that. We had that top end on the market last November. January it kind of reached its high, and then June we hit the lows, and then in August we hit those highs again. That was a dead cat bounce, and then it backed off, and it went even lower than June. No one is telling you that, by the way. I don't think there's anyone out there. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are a few very lonely voices out there calling for lower lows, because that is not what Wall Street wants to project right now. Wall Street wants to project to you that this is the perfect time for you to bring your capital to the experts on Wall Street and let them put money to work for you, because that's their job. That's what they're great at. Oh, and by the way, just in case you don't know, it's now time for Wall Street to bring in a lot of cash, because between now and October and November, you want to run this market as high as you can and then lock in your gains, so that at the end of the year, as a Wall Street partner in a brokerage firm or as an associate, the bonuses come out at the end of the year on the year's performance. And the best way to get good performance is to have more buyers come into the market than sellers, lifting prices higher, and therefore I get a $250,000 bonus, a $500,000 bonus, a $2.7 million bonus, a $28 million bonus, a $400 million bonus, depending on how high up the chain I am, for a job well done, convincing people to buy rather than to maybe take profits and sell. You don't get bonus money when you convince your clients to sell. You get zero bonus money. What you do is you get them to rotate. You see that's the code there. Got a little circle of death going here, making sure we're back on. Here we are. It looks like we're okay. So you get them to rotate their positions into other positions. So you never sell. You realign your portfolio. You redesignate your portfolio. You do that. Yeah, okay, sure, whatever, Chester. I'll hear you on that. Octavio Moron. I love that name. I think I love that name. OM, how's it going? Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. It's nice to have you here. Welcome to Chillin' with Uncle Bruce. Thank you very much for joining the party today. That name looks familiar. Might be a returning viewer. Nice to have you here. And it's great to see you guys. By the way, today is a big day for a lot of you who are members of this channel. You'll probably be notified later today or tomorrow or the day after. But I think today is the 18-month anniversary of this channel offering memberships. All the viewers who comment during market hours are members. And I think it was 18 months ago. Thank you for so many of you who have been here the whole time. Back again, says Octavia. I'm back, baby. You can't stop me. Right on. Thank you for being here. All right, so let me continue on my little rant here. Last night, it came out, I think it was after the market or at the end of the day, and it was not promoted in a heavy way unless I completely missed it. But I caught the announcement last night that yesterday morning, Royal Caribbean mentioned that they were going to try to raise $1 billion by issuing debt. And the money was going to go towards rolling over old debt. Last night, an update came out saying they upped the number from 1 billion to 1.25 billion, 250 million more. And they successfully raised it from a private investor interest rate they had to pay 11 5/8%. Now, guys, girls, kids, hey, hello. Some of you out there are talking on this channel about how you have been looking to, some of you are looking to buy a house. You're looking at mortgage rates. You're keeping an eye on things. Some of you have mortgages coming up for renewal. And I am hearing from all over the place, people saying, man, it's bad out there. Those rates are 4.25, 4.5, 4.75. Some of these mortgage rates are over 5%. Here is Royal Caribbean, a multi-billion-dollar machine with all those ships paying 11 5/8% for $1.25 billion. That is a junk bond, and that is issued to a private investor. And I can tell you right now, there is no way that Royal Caribbean was going to be able to raise a dime from any pension fund, any mutual fund, or hedge fund, or ETF. None of these guys were touching this stuff. I would bet you there were probably money managers, bond managers, whose job it is to find bonds to buy for our fund, who won't touch this issue because it's a junk issue. All bonds issued by cruise lines are junk bonds right now. These guys are in such turmoil, and they're in such losing so much money that there's no way they're going to be able to attract institutional investors. So what we hear is the term private investment, which means probably a privately held hedge fund did it. And it could have been a $20 billion hedge fund that took a shot and bought this bond for the interest rate. It's so juicy that they're figuring, yeah, we'll take a shot at these guys and grab this deal. This is bad news because it used to be that you could buy, a company like Royal Caribbean, and get a 2-3% yield on your money as a dividend. Those have long been discontinued. Now the company is, instead of paying out 2-3% yields on dividends, they're paying, in this case, 11.625% interest to survive. I have a suspicion that about half the money they raised is paying off old debt and just rolling it into new debt. So they're going from 4 or 5% interest on the old debt to now 11.5. The rest of the money is cash into the treasury to just make sure they have refund money, gasoline money, food money, to buy booze. I mean, they're trying to wring money in from their passengers as much as they can for future cruises. They got deposits coming in. They're desperate trying to get more. They have eliminated COVID testing at the pier for anyone who's vaccinated. They're trying to get to the point, slowly but surely, where they'll allow anyone on the ship in any condition. Like there's not going to be any preconditions anymore to get onto a cruise ship. I can tell you this is happening at light speed because they want to go to 108 to 100% occupancy. That's how cruise lines try to make money. They stuff the ship full of people, and then they're just praying that you're going to spend money on board the ship, take those excursions that they get commissions on, blow a bunch of dough in the casino, and away we go. That's how it used to be done. That's what they want to get back to. It's tough times. Bobby, thank you for popping in here. I think Bobby is a returning member as well. I think we got someone here's popped back in here. Gold bagel level member. Thank you, Bobby, for becoming one of the top enders here. Love that you're here, and if you're back, welcome back. If you're brand new, welcome. But I think you're a repeat offender. Happy anniversary, Uncle P. Thank you, buddy. 5 years on the air just last week as a YouTuber. Thank you so much for that, and welcome to the gang, along with our friends, all of our other friends, and also this morning, Octavio. Fabulous, guys. Thank you, all of you. Okay, this morning we got some other news, and here is the new normal. All right, people always talk about the new normal. They talk about the way things are going. The new normal came out this morning from Walmart, and is coming out now from Home Depot. Is coming out from Lululemon. We're not talking about mom and pop little stores. We're talking about the big kids on the block. Okay, Walmart, the largest employer in the United States of America for human beings, followed by Amazon. Soon they'll switch places. This is one serious story. Back in July, Walmart, Target, and other stores announced to the world that their second, third, fourth quarter numbers would not be as good as had previously been expected due to inflation hitting into their shelves, their store shelves. Their costs of goods to consumers have been rising, and Walmart quite correctly indicated to the world, whether you wanted to hear this or not, and most people did not want to hear this. They came out and said, hey, people are coming into our stores and they're heading right for the bread, the milk, the eggs, and the butter. And then they're looking at the bacon, and they're looking at the ham, and they're looking at the cheap cuts, and they're trying to find some meat to buy as well. They're buying peanut butter, and they're buying jelly. They're not buying filet mignon. They're not buying the high cuts of meats. They're not buying the high-end deli cuts that we love to sell for nice margins. They are on a mission to spend as little as humanly possible on the basics, and they are avoiding the rest of the store. They're coming into the food corner, the food, 1/3 of the store's food, 1/4, 1/2. They're in there, and then they're out of there, and they're not buying the luxuries because they're on limited incomes. Some of these folks are on Social Security. Some of these folks are on disability income. And they're not getting the fat raises, and they're losing to the inflation game. And you folks out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about when you see and have said to me and others, prices aren't up 7, 8, 9% on my on most of what I buy. Gallon of gas last year was 2.40, and this year it was $6. That is no 8%. That ain't no 8% inflation. A lot of folks up there going, I'm not so good with math, but 8% on a $3 gallon of gas would be 25 cents more for a gallon of gas. I'm not paying 25 cents more for a gallon of gas. I'm paying double. I go inside these stores. I go inside a Sam's Club or Walmart or Costco or Safeway or Albertsons and wherever I want to buy my food. And those prices aren't up 8%. These prices are up 25, 35%. Some of these are up 50%. That's right. That's right. It's the overall inflation rate they talk about at 8.5%, which is just bunk. You and I know this. It's garbage. When they say it's 8% inflation, triple it, because that's what you and I are experiencing. And some of these rate increases we're being told about for perhaps streaming services, or perhaps for your cable bill, or perhaps for your water bill, or perhaps your electricity rates, you're not up 7, 8%. Way more than that. Yeah, it's insanity is what it is. The Walmart people did the right thing. They said back in July, hey, our base client, our diehard customer, they're not the millionaires and billionaires. These are the everyday folks that make up the bottom 40% of the economy. This is who we shop. This is who we sell to. This is who we advertise to. And they're cutting back. They're essentials, because they are afraid of what they see everywhere they go, and what they're being told is going on and what they see happening at the cash register are two entirely different scenarios. And so they're cutting back. Today, Walmart came out and said, here are our numbers. And analysts said, Walmart beat the street. Walmart beat the analysts' projections. The stock is up today. Yeah, okay. So I should have done this when I was a kid, back when I was in like grade 6, 7, and 8. I should have thought of this when I was that young. I should have said to my dad 2 weeks before my report card came out. I should have said to him, Dad, it's been tough times. I had that really bad cold last month, and I was home for 3 days. I couldn't go to school, and my throat was all, and I couldn't talk, and so I missed some key lessons at school, and so these exams were really tough, and the test results weren't as good as I had hoped they would be. So the report card, when the report comes out, that you have to sign, because in the old days, we used to have to get our parents to sign report cards. You had to bring them home, show your mom and dad the report card. They had to sign it, and then you brought it back to school. So I should have said to my dad, that report card I'm going to bring home in a couple weeks, it's going to reflect, this rough last month I had. I wasn't feeling too well, and that girl wouldn't go out with me, and I had problems. And then when my report card comes in and it shows C's and D's and doesn't show E's and F's, I could say to Dad, here's the report. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. And my dad would go, oh, wow, look at that. You beat the analyst expectation. You had anticipated D's and E's, and you brought in C's and D's. Well, this isn't as bad as thought, where, my sisters are bringing in A's and B's, and I'm bringing in C's and D's. I didn't think of that. I didn't come up with it. I brought home, I was stupid. I brought home this report card with C's and D's on it, and my dad would read these comments from the teachers that weren't talking about, it's too bad Bruce had the cold and he had the fever and he had whatever, he missed 2 weeks of crucial time. No, it said something like, if Bruce would spend as much time on his studies as he does talking to his classmates, he'd get much better grades. This is not helping my case to say to him, hey, lowered expectations, man. I mean, it was a disaster. I mean, these teachers were not playing ball. Okay, he needs to apply himself. Though that was the one they love to quote every time. Bruce needs to apply himself. The talent's there. He just don't give a crap. Okay, well, maybe it's because you, the teacher, are garbage. You thought of that? Maybe you're the problem. Anyway, I should have done that. Anyway, the market these kids over at Walmart and Target and over at Lowe's, Home Depot, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Bed Bath and Bath and Body Works, Weber, Lululemon, these folks have figured it out. Prep the market for really bad news to come in the next quarter, deliver results that aren't as bad as you had prepped the market for, and then the analysts will say they beat the analysts' forecasts. There were no analyst forecasts. It was the company's forecasts. They sandbagged you. In other words, Wall Street never says sell. Never, ever do they want you to sell anything. So you keep the Walmart shares, you watch them plummet all through July and part of August, and now they come up with this result, and the market is up 2-3%. Everyone is, let's sing Kumbaya by the campfire. It's all great again. It's all fantastic again. Until, of course, we get the next expectations and estimates sometime in maybe September, October for the fourth quarter. Not going to be so good. Lululemon this morning came out with their numbers and forecasts that were below what the street had anticipated for the third and fourth quarter. Weber, the folks at Weber who make those barbecues, the name Weber, when it comes to a barbecue aficionado, if you're into barbecue and steaks and ribs and stuff, you know what Weber grills are like. You know that over the years, over decades, Weber has been a top-notch name. You didn't have to ever defend a brand name of Weber. As a matter of fact, if you went to a friend, you were invited to a barbecue or a Saturday afternoon get together or Sunday afternoon get together, and you ended up going into the backyard, and the host, you were sharing a beer, and you're standing outside looking at the backyard, and over out of the corner of your eye, you see the barbecue covered with a barbecue cover on it. It's got the word Weber on it. Instantly street cred for that homeowner right there. Instant street cred. You got a Weber barbecue? Oh, what kind of model you got? I mean, it's like talking fishing. It's like talking about fishing lures. It's talking about your pickup truck, and now you're talking about your Weber grill. These used to be made in the USA by American manufacturing specialists, hardworking Americans that used to make Weber grills in America. Well, that's all changed. Weber doesn't make it. I don't think they make anything in America anymore. I think it's all imported from Asia. I believe it's all Chinese made. And for Weber, it was a great corporate move because they offloaded all their American workers. They offloaded their plants. They offloaded everything to do with making these items. They don't have to pay American wages, benefits, and for the retirees, there won't be any more. The only retirees they had, and whatever they did with them, I don't know how they worked them out, but they unloaded costs big time, and they moved it all to China. They went to the various factories in China who were eager to make the product under license, and now Weber grills are beautifully made, high quality, from what I understand, in China, and they're sold at Lowe's and Home Depot and at Target and at Costco, and they're sold everywhere. The good news for the Weber company was that the Weber company now became much more profitable, or they were able to stem losses, because if they were still making product in the USA, they were probably getting hammered on costs. Their cost of production was going up dramatically, and the retail price of a Weber was, kind of up there, and you couldn't really bump it 20% a year anymore. And so they had to find ways to lower costs to increase margins. And they did. They produced the product overseas. And now the problem is they had gone public, by the way, not too long ago, I think at 14 a share, I think I read, and they were offering a dividend, and everything was just going to be beautiful. And now we hear that their numbers didn't come in a few days ago, and they've come up now with an announcement to cut costs. They're talking about $110 million in cost cutting to improve the return to shareholders. Well, the first move you made is they cut their dividend to zero pretty well. And that just kissed goodbye all their institutional investors. Any pension fund, hedge fund, mutual fund, ETFs that own Weber stock, they're now sellers because they were getting a dividend. They're not getting a dividend anymore. They're going to turn into sellers very shortly. They're taking a hike. This stock now is on its way dramatically lower. This morning it's up in the pre-market. It's up because the announcement is, we're going to save $110 million a year in expenses. We're going to lower the management layers. We're going to do this. Yeah, well, what you're going to do is you're going to lay off people because you're not selling as much merchandise, and you're going to put on more. Lower people are going to have to do more work. That's the other thing you're going to do, these folks. This is not going to make the company more efficient. This is going to make the company much more of a hellhole to work in for those who are left, because they're going to be up to here at stress in a failing entity. Americans are still paying top dollar for Weber grills that now only cost 50 cents on the dollar to make. If that, they might be making only spending 33 cents on the dollar to make. The reason that one of the other reasons that Weber is so easily able to cut is because they're paying too much money for their top people. They got lazy. They likely just had it going so great out there with their top quality brand name and their cheap overseas manufacturing routine. They were making all kinds of profits, and they figured, we're just going to rake in these dollars, and our top managers are going to get stock options and cash bonuses, and it's going to be great, until it isn't. And now it isn't. And supply chain issues as they are, grills, if they're arriving now for delivery, that's 6 months too late. Grills should have been arriving in January, February, March for the summer season, not now. And so there's likely all kinds of retailers out there who are going, I don't need my grills now. You're 90 days late delivering these damn things. July 4th was, a month ago. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And we are seeing, and I am noticing from Home Depot to Walmart to Target to many others, saying we've got inventory control problems. We got the wrong inventory here at the wrong time. We are discounting heavily to offload this stuff. The problem is, it isn't like a mom and pop like I would have run. I used to have a sports store selling T-shirts for Major League Baseball and caps for any team you wanted, and hockey jerseys and beer steins and stuff. If I had an inventory problem, the only problem I had to deal with was the inventory in my store. I didn't have warehouses full of stuff. I only had a store full of stuff. And if I had caps from baseball, and it's now I don't know, January, February, March, and it's last year's stuff, I knew how to get rid of this stuff. Buy one, get one free. I would say to all my clients, buy any hat in my store, and these hats are free. The second one, enjoy. Well, those are the baseball hats I'm trying to offload. And then within a week or so, that problem would be gone. They're out of there. And now I don't have that problem anymore. And in a month from now, when the new baseball season hats arrived, I am fresh with current inventory, and away we go. That doesn't work for Target and Walmart and Costco and Home Depot and Lowe's. We're talking about distribution centers where the items go from there into the stores. And we're talking about stores that have the retail in the front, and in the back where the trucks offload, they got all kinds of inventory back there. They are backed up and choking on inventory all over the place. There are ships with container loads of goods coming into Long Beach, LA, coming into San Diego, coming into whatever ports, and there are tractor trailer loads by the thousands coming in for these retailers of goods that are coming in at the wrong time, and they have to deal with this. And there's only so much you can do on in-store promotions. There's only so much you could do with website promotions. The next step is you offload your merchandise to secondary sellers. That's where probably some of you folks are noticing backyard outdoor furniture for sale at unbelievable prices. The folding umbrellas that keep you from the shade, keep you from the sun. They're for sale everywhere. They're on every website you can imagine. Amazon is probably flooding some of you folks with unbelievable offers for stuff. Drowning in this stuff because winter's coming. It feels warm out. It is warm out. It's August, but now is not the time to try to sell a whole bunch of brand new outdoor furniture, because in a month from now and in 60 days from now, this stuff has to be taken off the patio, depending on where you live, and put into the garage and storage or into the basement of the house, or you've got to at least put a cover on this stuff, take the cushions off and bring them indoors. Otherwise, they get moldy. Hey, it's game over for hot time, summertime, barbecue season, and outdoor living. That marketing campaign is over. It's time to now promote Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas. That is coming up, and that inventory is delayed. Nightmares. So this market, the entire stock market, is starting to get these kinds of announcements from all kinds of entities, from chip companies saying, we had a chip shortage. We couldn't keep up with the chip demand, and now they want other chips for other merchandise, and we're not there yet. We're trying to. We were just finishing these orders from 2 years ago, and now we have orders for 2 years the next day, and we're not going to be ready. We're behind. We can't. We're still in a chip shortage for the market we're in. We're finding from logistics suppliers all kinds of problems. We have truckers out there with unbelievable gasoline bills to deliver goods. We have retailers trying to figure out what the customer wants, while the customer is panicking silently. Not all of us, but a large segment of the population are sitting back and looking across the kitchen table, husbands and wives and guys and girls and guys and guys and girls and everybody else going, oh my word, we have got us a problem here, Houston. And the problem is we have so much cash coming in and we have bills piling up, and they're going up in cost everywhere. We don't know where it's going to stop. And we only know, and only we hear, is that the interest rates are going to go higher. Inflation is not going away. And forget about the holiday that we were going to take to Mexico this year. That $5,000 trip is out the window. We need that money just to survive the winter, because bills coming in are going to be higher than $5,000 in total. They're going to go up more than $5,000. Our savings plan that we've been religiously adapting and falling into for the last 2 years has been blown out of the water. We had no idea that the cost of our mortgage, our electric bill, our gas bill, our taxes on property, our maintenance costs, our car would not, would become a problem because we can't replace it. And if we did replace it, it would run us $300 a month more. We had no idea that all this would happen at the same time. And we are blown out of the water because we're not bringing in $1,000 a month more gross to net $600 a month net, with our bills going up $800 a month net. And this is where the economy is in a turmoil right now. This market is overpriced. The PE multiple on stocks right now is over 23, overpriced. And it's been a great run. Hey, everybody, congratulations. It's been a good summer run. Great. June to now. Apple is a classic case of what is happening in this market and what has been happening in this market. And we got us a problem, Houston. We got us a problem. Apple is trading at 28 times earnings, and they're not going to have these earnings the third quarter and the fourth quarter. They are not going to deliver the same results as they did a year ago. A year ago, everything was perfect. Interest rates were virtually nothing. Inflation had not yet exploded. It was only just beginning to show up. They were able to bring in product and distribute it to Americans through the phone companies and through their stores and online. Margins were great. This year, Apple just announced today 100 recruiters are being let go. When you let go a recruiter, you're telling the person that brings in the best talent there is, we don't need your services anymore. Top-notch recruiters are usually working on 2 dozen candidates at a time, and they're trying to hire a new candidate every week or two for the organization. So we're talking 26, 30 people a year that are in this $200,000 to $400,000 a year bracket. We're not talking about some recruiter trying to hire a new janitor for floor 5 in wing E. We're talking about engineers, software creators. We're talking about the real high-end people that Apple needs to develop its future product and make them the number one um, offerer of services, goods and services. You offload 100 recruiters? That's what they announced today. They're letting go 100 recruiters for Apple. That is a shot across the bow. If you don't get, if that doesn't hit you between the eyes right here, you're missing the story. This is a huge announcement, and it got buried today. It was just released, and no one's paying attention to it. This is kind of like in Crimea when all those explosions happened. Then all those people who were enjoying themselves at the beach were going, "Oh, what's going on over there?" There's all these bombs going off, and these plumes of smoke are like 300 stories high. And the Russians are going, "Yeah, we one of our guys, lit a cigarette in the ammo dump." Accidents happen. And then the satellite photos come out, and a whole bunch of jets are destroyed, and a whole bunch of buildings are missing, and a whole bunch of people aren't showing up for work. And this Apple thing is this. There are people at the beach enjoying themselves in the markets. The markets are out of the bear market now. The stock markets are higher. Everything is wonderful. And then Apple drops this little bomb over here. And a few people have noticed it, but most aren't. This is really bad news. The stock for Apple was $130 a share, June the 16th. This is August 16th, 60 days later. We're at 173. This is a bit of an issue here. This could be a problem. Actually, I'm showing it now, 172.77. Apple could go back to 130 in 30 days because that's how stocks work. They go down faster than they come up. Right? It's been 60 days of good times for Apple to take a run, and it's been good times for Google, Amazon, Facebook, name them all. Name them all. The Dow is recovered lovely, in a lovely way. The NASDAQ and the S&P, it's all been beautiful. And now we're getting these announcements of wrong inventory in the wrong place at the wrong time. Recruiters are being dumped. Budgets are being slashed. Microsoft has been coming out with announcement after announcement after announcement of cutbacks. It's plain as the nose on your face, and most people are just not paying attention to it. It's going to hit, and it's going to hit ugly, and we're going to see a serious pullback in the market. And it's normal. This is absolutely normal how this should be going. Anyway, there you have it. That is my rant today. Do not fear the upside if you're an option writer. Do not fear the upside. We aren't getting any more upside of any significance that I can see. We're going to continue to get, I think, continual announcements from entities who are going to try to sell us a bill of goods that they first tell us how bad it's going to be, and then they tell us, oh, it's not as bad as we thought. And that means you just keep buying the stock and everything's going to be great. And never sell is what they say. I say, yes, you will sell. You will write call options. You will take in premiums as much as you can. You will try to score the highest premium for out-of-the-money contracts you can get your hands on, because these contracts are going to back off dramatically when the back off begins. And then you have to roll into lower priced calls. You're going to have to learn how to start writing. In the case of Apple, you got to write 175s, then you're going to have to write 173s, then you have to write 170s, then you have to write 168s, and not be afraid to do it. because your brain will say, oh, I don't want to write 168s because we just came from 173 and I don't want the stock to go to 173 because then I'll be in the money and I'll be called, I'll be exercised. I want this to happen. Ain't going to happen. Even if the stock does recover back $5, guess what you're going to do? You're going to do a rollover. You don't care. You're going to do a rollover, okay? You're going to become just like Tommy Lee Jones in the movie The Fugitive. When our friend Harrison Ford has his gun and says, I didn't kill my wife. And Tommy Lee Jones is going to look at him and go, I don't care. And that's exactly what you're going to do with these contracts and these shares. You're going to keep writing options because you don't care if the stock wants to go back up. You'll roll back into a higher level and go, thank you, sir. May I have another? Because I was going to write a 171 call on Apple and a 168. I was going to write a 165. I was going to write a 168. But you want me to go from 168 to 172 again? Okay, I'll roll up to 172. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Because when it goes back down to 168 and 165, that 172 will crap out again. And you'll get a rerun. You'll get a rollover, a freebie. You're going to love it. Do not fear the upside on what is about to happen to this market. It could be today. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. But not too long from now, these markets are going to start coughing up some ground because we are too far, too high, too fast, and our multiples are out of whack. And that is where we are at. This morning, I'm showing Rocket Lab sitting at 664. It's up 2 cents after losing 49 cents yesterday. No recovery here yet. SoFi lost 3 cents yesterday. We're down a penny now. GameStop lost 106 yesterday. It's down 29 cents right now, 39.40. AMC lost 23 cents yesterday. It's down 34 this morning, going lower, 23.87. Matterport lost 29 cents yesterday. It has no change this morning. 23andMe lost 49 cents yesterday. We're down a dime this morning. Spire lost 6 yesterday. We're up 5 right now. ATIP was down 3 cents yesterday, or no, a third of a penny, and we're up a quarter of a penny. We're still sitting at 95 cents a share. SmartRent down 54 cents yesterday, unchanged this morning. Sextera up 9 yesterday, up 8 this morning. Apple gained $1.09 yesterday. We're down 32 cents this morning. Goldman gained 202, losing 186 this morning. Cisco was down 2 cents yesterday. We're down 20 cents right now. Tesla was up 27 yesterday. It's up 650 at the moment, and Tesla is about to take a shot too. I don't like the future here. ARC Innovations up 18 cents yesterday, down 15 cents now. Microsoft up 156, down $1 this morning. Bed Bath Beyond was up $3.05 to $16. It's now 81 cents lower to $15.20. I haven't heard if they raised a dime or not. Pfizer down 36 yesterday, down 10 more this morning. HPQ down 25 yesterday, down 2 cents now. Carvana down 111 yesterday, down 40 cents this morning. Twitter was up 24, down 12 right now. Alphabet, Google up 23 yesterday. Centinos down 53 centinos now. Amazon was down 37 cents yesterday. At the moment, up 103. Mixed bag, but I think we got some red showing up here and there. Do not fear the upside. Embrace it. And let's keep moving on. The Dow right now down 55 points. S&P down 9.7, NASDAQ down 30. We were virtually unchanged when I started this rant, and now we seem to be coming off a little bit here. Oil down 18, 19 cents, 89.23. There is no recovery on oil. This is what you have to keep an eye on. There are days where we drop $1, $2 a barrel, and the next day we don't get it back. We then get a rally, and it doesn't last the day. Oil is under pressure. Interest rates. The U.S. 10-year is now at 2.81 and looks to be creeping higher because everybody knows, anybody who pays attention to this stuff knows higher interest rates are about to hit us again from the Fed. Euro currency was 103 last week. We're 101.5 now. The pound got up to 122. We're back to 120. And these are going to go lower if the rates go higher, which they will. And they will go lower than the lows we had a month or two ago. Just saying. I'd like to be Mr. Happy and give you nothing but good news. There is good news. If you're an option writer, you're going to make money. They're going to hand it to you like they're not even going to think about it, like they say in Field of Dreams. Ray, they're just going to hand you the money. They're not even going to think about it, and you're going to take it. You're going to take it from these people, and you're going to say, "Thank you very much. Welcome to my little baseball field here. Welcome to my little casino floor. Play any slot machine you want. Knock yourself out." Because I don't fear the upside. Some of you will win a little here, a little there, but I'll do the rollovers when I need to, and I'll be just fine. 16 minutes to go till we open for trading this morning, and I think we're going to make some money. Yes, going to be something. Yes, Weber website uses creative language on their website, made right here in the USA with globally sourced components. Yeah, right. Yep. Anyways, look, I don't want to pick on Weber only. I love picking on everybody, but look, Weber is an entity that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're a corporation trying to make a buck, and in this competitive world, if they don't do what they're doing the way they're doing it, they go out of business. Because I don't care what you want to buy at Lowe's. You want to buy a grill at Lowe's? Take a look at how many dozens of grills they normally carry at the height of the season at Home Depot, Lowe's, or other places that sell this kind of stuff. And you dig hard and try to find the label that tells you where this product is made. And you're in for a shock as to how little is produced in North America. It is overseas produced, like our cars, like our fridges, our stoves, our dishwashers, our microwaves, our blenders, our coffee makers. Look, we're not idiots in North America, okay? We're not stupid. We're smart. And we figured out, why don't we have this stuff made by labor in a much lower cost environment than here in the U.S. and Canada, and we'll enjoy the lower prices. Well, it works great, like on microwaves. If you're as old as I am, you remember 1982 when your parents got their first microwave, because you couldn't afford a microwave in 1880. When your mom and dad bought their first microwave and it was $1,000 in 1982, and you thought, this is a marvel of modern technology, this is really something else. Today, we can buy that powerful or more powerful and far smarter microwave today at Walmart for $79.99 or $99.99. I mean, good gosh almighty, have prices dropped. The days of going to Best Buy and walking into their kitchen department and looking up 20 different microwaves at Best Buy to try to figure out which one to get, or the days of going to Walmart or going to Sears, going to big department stores. Remember the days of VCRs and DVD players where you'd see dozens of them at your Best Buy store or your Circuit City or your department stores, and you could see them from $199 to $899 or $399 to $1199, and then eventually every month you'd go back to these stores every 2 months, 3 months, and they'd be $50 less, another $50 less across the board, and they'd be $100 less across the board. Then eventually you'll see $99 VCRs all the way to $599. Then you'd see $69 VCRs, and I used to play the game of how cheap can I get a VCR for? And then when they hit $19.99 or $29.99, that was about it. It's cheap. And I thought, how can they do that? How can they sell at retail an item like this for $30 that when it came out was so complex, so highly advanced, you could stop a picture right in the middle of a movie. You could go backwards and forwards and backwards. How? What? Woo, eh, ooh, how? Unbelievable. I thought we're going to be landing on Jupiter at any time now with this kind of technology. Oh my, are we moving forward? Then the DVD came out, and then the combination VCR DVD came out. Oh wow, that was the whole thing. Circuit City and Best Buy, and in Canada, Future Shop and Best Buy. The wars were on. We used to get those flyers in the newspaper every weekend. Remember the Best Buy flyer? We look through the 20-page flyer with the blue background and the yellow price tags and all the photos and all the TVs and all the VCRs and DVDs and everything else imaginable for mankind. And the prices just drop all the time. Those are the days, right? Now we're streaming online. You go to a garage sale, and how many VHS tapes are for sale for 25 cents each? How many DVDs are for sale for 50 cents a piece? Nobody wants. Nobody wants. Incredible changes in our world, isn't it? Well, we're evolving today continually. We're still evolving, but we're now, the reason that those items dropped as much as they did is they were made in Taiwan, they were made in South Korea, they were made in Indonesia, they were made in China, and they were brought in bulk in containers, 50,000 at a time, 100,000 at a time. Can you imagine being a factory owner in somewhere in China and getting an order for 250,000 VCRs, the same model, for one retailer? Yeah, you'd be able to lower the price of those units. Oh, would you ever? Because the components, you need 250,000 cases. You need millions of screws and bolts, washers. You just order this stuff in the millions, in the hundreds of thousands, and the prices to you would collapse dramatically. And you'd have the workforce that would be there 6 days a week, 12 hours a day with shifts, and you'd crank this stuff out. The boxes would be ordered in bulk. The printing of the boxes would be done in bulk. Unbelievable. Shipping in bulk. I mean, cheap. And it would land in Long Beach, be brought off by the trucks and the trains, distributed to warehouses all over the U.S. and then to the retail shelf, and a VCR for $49.99 for you and I to enjoy. And what if it broke? So what? Did you want to buy the 2-year extended plan on a $49.99 VCR for $35? No, I don't think I'll buy the extended warranty on my VCR for $35. If it breaks, I'm going to come in and buy the next one for $39.99. I don't think so. You remember those? Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it when microwaves broke $500. They are less than $500. Oh my God. It took years. VCRs came out at $800, $1,200, $1,500. Then they were down to under $300. Oh my God, $299.99 for a VCR. Who would have thought? Do you notice how cell phones don't go down in price through Apple? You notice that? How Apple, you can't get these for cheaper. You can't get the Apple 13 or the Apple soon 14 or 15. You're not going to get those for $599. You know, and I know they make these for 50, 60, 70 bucks. You know that, don't you? They do. But we can't get them for less than $1,200, $1,500. Isn't it odd? What's with that American company anyway? It's interesting. Yeah. What's with those guys? Folks, thank you, everybody, for being here. It's good to see you. Cindy, I had to roll my Apple 145s to January 150s, and I got 2524 for the contract. Wow. Michael, Cindy, I had to roll my Apple 150, 250 January 165s. Here we go, baby. The profits are going to come in huge. Oh, well, these folks are going to make money. Oh, so much fun. Quick Six says, hey, I'm happy that ATIP is under $1. I finished off the last 100 shares to hit 1,000 shares. I'm happy to hold these for as long as I need to. There you have it. Let's see what's going on. Number 121, 122 on the thumbs ups meters. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Appreciate all the thumbs ups as they're coming in. You guys are awesome, and it helps us a bunch, an absolute bunch. Looking at 135 thumbs ups right now, 136. Thank you all so much. What kind of ads are you getting, by the way? When you watch my channel and you come in to, catch up with me in my rant and whatnot, what kind of ads are you being shown right now? I'm kind of curious to know. I get them all. Occasionally I'll keep an eye on my channel so I can see how things are going. I just saw an ad here for debt relief. Get ready for a whole bunch of debt relief ads. Get ready for a ton of this. Get ready for ads where people are bankrupt, bankruptcy help. Get ready for ads where they're losing their cars on repossessions and they need a new car or whatever. Get ready for this area because this economy is going to create a bunch of demand for people trying to get back on their feet. It could be most interesting. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Um, Tiff, I've never seen an insurance extended guarantee for an electric device that wasn't way too expensive. 30% of the price of the new one for 2 years more of a guarantee. I remember buying this phone, and it was $100 per device. Apple Care. I bought it. I took it. I took Apple Care because I just signed a 2-year contract for an $1,100 phone for Jen and I. Yeah, I decided to, in case we drop this thing. Yeah. Michael, my first VCR was like $800, Bruce. I remember my aunt coming over with hers and we made copies of Star Wars. Oh, man. Early pirates. Oh, those are the days. Jen and I, we bought our first VCR on credit at Eaton's, the Eaton's department store, which doesn't exist anymore in Canada. It used to be a national chain. They were like the SS Kresge company. They were like Macy's. They were highly regarded in Canada. Your town was real if you had an Eaton's department store. If you had an Eaton's, your town was the real deal. And we had an Eaton's account, Eaton's cards, the Eaton's credit card, which they eventually sold to a third party, which they got a lot of money for, but it only allowed them to survive as a retail chain for another 10 years. But I think it was $499 we paid for our first VCR in 70. Oh my gosh, what year was this? 76, 77. I'm trying to remember. No, early 80s. Ronald Reagan was president, and the Statue of Liberty had been redone, and they were having the big fireworks show for the Statue of Liberty's revitalization. And that's the first thing I recorded on a brand new VCR was the fireworks show. That was on CNN. Way back when, with all the tall ships in the harbor in New York. That's a long time ago. Here we go. Shane, I got 100 Amazon. I'm thinking of writing a call based on that. Apple News, based on that Apple News. Don't know if I should write at the money or out of the money. If you're going to write out of the money, just a little out of the money. I mean, you don't have to write $10 out of the money, but just ahead of the market would be a good idea. You might want to write a month out, get a fat premium if you can, and see what gives, because you'll get your out of the money plus the premium if you do get exercise. Give you a little bit of space there. FL back at work, so only listening in, but I'm happy to be here. Rock and roll. Thank you. Yeah, what's going to happen to people that overpaid for a new car, which is like with on an 8-year loan? This isn't going to stop. Don't think that new cars coming out this year and next year won't also have 8-year loans. That's going to continue on. Car companies are now offering quite easily 4-year warranties on their vehicles, so that the first 4 years of your payments, you are at least protected on the asset you're making the payments on. And the hope is, cross your fingers, that by the time 4 years is up, what you owe on the loan is what the car is worth on a depreciated level, and you're still even on it. The thinking too by the car companies is 4 years from now, with inflation now kicking in, the vehicle you're buying today for $40,000 will be a $50,000 car 4 or 5 years from now. And you will be happy that you only owe 20 grand on what would now cost you 50 grand to get, and you'll keep making the payments. Michael, it was also American made and lasted forever. That's right. I'm pretty sure it worked until we replaced it with a DVD player. I remember these. The Savior, I was educated at Eaton, the retail store. Bring it, Mikey, says Michael. Tiff, A friend of mine used to live over a movie rental store and had two VCRs. You can fill in the blanks. Oh my gosh, DQ, Michael. By the time you hear Goofy's laugh, it's too late. Alberto, gotta run. Uncle sent you some bagel proceeds. Get that moolah bagel family. Right, right, right. I did see this. Thank you, Michael. Alberto. Thank you, Alberto. Apparently, I saw a donation come in, a PayPal donation kick through here, and I've just been so into my rant that I missed it. We're opening in 1 minute, by the way. Sorry, everybody, for being behind here, but thank you, all of you, for helping out. And there it is right there. Alberto, thank you for that. Uncle, my Google average is 122. I wrote 122 covered calls for this Friday, 260 premium. I was assigned yesterday, first time. I get it now. I am up either way. Crossed my arms. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There you go. Exactly. Even if you get assigned, you're up anyways. Exactly. Way to go. Way to go, Alberto. Have a great one today, and keep making that money. Exactly. Larry, boom. The bells are ringing. We're up and we're going. We're running. We're happening. We're going to see if we can make us some moolah today. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me. Let me just chuck that into there. Great to have you here as we begin another day of fun, fun, fun. Do not fear the upside at all. Just do not. Keep writing and bringing in the cash. I'm showing the Dow down initially 20 points. We'll see how this plays out over the next few minutes. U.S. industrial output is up 0.6% in July. Headline, layoffs at tech startups in 2022 exceeded 70,000 people. I'm showing the Dow at the moment up 6 points, a little bounce at the moment. We're now showing negative again, and the S&P down 6 and NASDAQ down 34. We're showing fresh data that U.S. housing starts fell in July. Again, these signals keep coming out all over the place. You get one little piece of good news, and then you get 4 or 5 pieces of bad news. You also get revisions, and there's all kinds of stuff here. We're showing a company called Snowflake downgraded to neutral from buy at UPS. That's almost a sell signal without calling it a sell signal. Interesting stuff. We've got Apple down 66 cents this morning to start the morning. We'll see how all that plays out. Over at GameStop, we're right now off 28 cents to 39.40. We've got what else is happening here? Okay, we've got the Dow up 41, but we're down 4 on S&P, down 34 on NASDAQ. We've got oil down 13 cents to 89.28. Welcome everyone to the show. Welcome everyone to this channel. It's great to have you. Please become a member of this channel if you could, and join some of the greatest followers YouTube has ever created. Become one of those winners and join us here. Thank you all so much for your kind words, your encouragement. 5 years a YouTuber for me. A couple of days ago, we had 5 years. It's been something. And the membership of this channel is what keeps us going. We're on the air because of you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being with us. We're at 157 thumbs ups. Keep those coming in if you can. Hit the thumbs up button. Let me know what number you are, and let's possible. Looks like we're only 43, if that, away from hitting 200 thumbs up. Some of you today are going to be experiencing a 18-month membership time frame. Today is August 16th, and I started taking memberships March 16th, if I recall, a year and a half ago. So that is a huge number of you are now becoming 18-monthers. 163 thumbs ups, only 37 to go to hit 200. Thank you all so much for helping out and getting us going and letting YouTube know that this is the place that you should join. This is the channel you should be part of. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Watching the early markets go through here. I got GameStop off 20 cents at 39.48. I'm showing the Dow right now just up 14 points. And I got the The rest of the market here, hold on here, are down 5.5 on S&P, 35 on NASDAQ at the moment. Oil down 18 cents. Okay. What else is going on? Have you folks seen the price of rent in your town lately? Have any of you experienced that surprise? Rental rates are kind of ridiculous in some of these towns and cities. I've noticed some really stupid numbers being asked for rental. Kind of wondering how long that's going to last. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Let's see, Alberto, DQ, and all. Make that money. I was going to say good luck, but that's not needed. Robert is on thumbs up number 154. Thank you. DQ, I think it's only 17 months, Bruce. If that's right, well, it's 18 coming then. Let's go. Uncle Bruce, with the expected market downturn coming, should we be writing call options with longer time frames? That's a good question. It's not necessary, really. These markets don't go straight up, straight down. They will, meander. And sometimes we get this, I talk about the 2 steps up and 1 step down. We also get the 3 up, 2 down, or 3 up, 1 down. We get the 5 up, 2 down routine. Like we get, 5 down, 2 up. You get every reversal, every version. And as an option writer, if you're keeping it close in time and nearby in price, you have flexibility. You can do that. But there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, this Apple at 170, 1, 2, and 3, I think we're near the top here. I'm going to write a 175 good for 3 months. Like I'm going to really take in a fat premium on this thing. Or if you feel that Apple could go to 160 in the next 6 months, you might write a 165 right now, good for 3 months. Deep in the money, or reasonably in the money, 3 months of time, a fat time premium on top of the book value, and sit on that mountain of money and just go, all right, instead of playing the 1 week, 2 week, 3 week game, I'm going to play the 3 month game, but I'm going to write a deep in the money call. I'm going to take that money off the table right up front and the premium on top of that. And I'm offering this stock at 165. They take it off of me. They got to pay me 180. They're going to have to give me 180 or something like that. And that might be very comfortable for you. You might want to play that way and just say, I'm going to sit on the cash. I'm not going to do anything with the money. I'm just going to leave it there. And if the shares back off to 165, those calls will drop 30, 40%, of course. But if it takes 3 or 4 weeks for it to happen or a month to happen on a 3-month write, I've lost a third of the time on this thing, which is great because, time is what you're looking for, shrinkage anyway, and the movement of the stock. Next thing you know, you're up 60% on a nice write. You might justify that by saying, okay, well, I've got 500 shares or I got 5 deep in the money calls. I'm writing these 5 calls against it, and I'm going to bring in thousands of dollars on one move. But I'm going to be able to do this. On the other hand, if you do the math and you figure, well, if I write 1 or 2 week, 3 week contracts, I'm rolling again and again and again. You add up how much money I'm going to bring in every 2 weeks. That's more than what I can get for the 3 months. Well, that makes sense because you have to do more work to keep an eye on the market, make your move, keep an eye on fluctuating prices and everything else. But it's up to you. How active can you be on top of your market? How closely can you monitor your investment and stay on top of it? That's the question. All right. All righty. It's only August, says DQ. Yeah, the price of rent is disgusting. And in my opinion, immoral. Big nose. Is there still selling going on with SoFi? I wanted to write in the $8.50, $9 strike range, but it never got there. Well, SoFi today, $7.42, down 19 cents. Not a disaster this morning, but it is off 19. The low of 741 on 2 million volumes so far. So look, if you want to write 8s, short-term 8s, you might want to do that. You want to write 750s, fair enough, but you got to be on top of this stuff. Flint Creek Soap Company, high rent won't go away. There's high demand and limited availability. Too many vacation rentals at super high prices. The house next door was turned into an Airbnb at over $500 a night. Unbelievable. Coyote, so sad and true. I know many people who cannot find an affordable flat within a 45-minute drive of their working place. That's why you want to work from home wherever you want to work from home. That's why the trend is also happening here. Pick no, same here. Tiff, I think I'll wait until SoftBank is done selling. There you go for SoFi option writing. The Dow is up 36.9. AMC is up a quarter. GameStop down 23. ME down 11. Matterport down a nickel. SoFi down 18 cents. ATIP is up a penny to 96. Rocket Lab down a quarter. SmartRent up 2 cents. Spire down 5. Cyxtera down 15. Tesla's up $16. We've got Pfizer down 15 cents. Boeing down 18 cents. Apple down 68 cents. We've got, where are we here? Hang on. Sorry, folks. Just getting a bunch of stuff. Here, Apple now down 60. HPQ up a dime. Cisco up a penny. Twitter down 6. HD, Home Depot up 4.60. Carvana up $3 to 53.96. Robinhood down 7. Vanek Vectors down 2.49. IBM up 64 cents. Microsoft down $1. Goldman down 1.45. Google down 40. Amazon up 14 cents. Meta, which is the old Facebook, down $2, 2.15. Bed Bath Beyond down 7 to 15.92. BlackBerry down 3. Royal Caribbean down 20 to 42.19. U.S. Steel up 22 to 24.23. Target up $3.99. JP Morgan up a quarter. Costco up $5.49. Walmart up $6.75 to $134.35. That is where Walmart is. But keep this in mind. Back on April the 21st, Walmart was $159, $160. It's now $139. It's $20 lower than where it was before they made their announcement of a warning. They have not even recovered from the warning. And so, yeah, it's up $6.79 today, but they're still off $20 since the spring. And they're trading at 30 times earnings. And the earnings won't be there for the third and fourth quarter. They're going to have a drop yet again. This stock is overpriced. Sorry, $139 on Walmart, too expensive. Costco, $5.50 a share. PE multiple, 43.3. That's 50% higher than Walmart. Way overpriced. Costco back in April was $6.03. It's $5.51. It hasn't recovered from its losses, and it's not going to. I don't think it can. Amazing. Nvidia down $2. Disney down 21 cents. American Airlines down 12 cents. Netflix down 2.40. Snowflake down 9.80. Got that downgrade. Moderna up 24 cents to 177. What a run we got going on here. We have a gain of 27.9 on the Dow right now. AMC holding an 18-cent gain. That's it. No recovery at this point from this drop. And GameStop down 26 cents at $39.42 to start the morning. This is where we are at. S&P, NASDAQ are negative. The Dow is positive. Oil down 13 cents. And we're watching companies exceed expectations that were lowered earlier this year. Just keep that thought right there. Okay. Interesting to see what's going on. Okay, pick nose. I'll wait for a green day, even if it stays under 8 on that SoFi. Coyote, landlords know the housing market is still high, coupled with high interest rates now. They know they can price gauge and hurt families, but they do not care. Nick, thumbs up number 179, and I'm shorting Carvana again today. Right on. Landlords are in a tough spot. They are never loved. They never will be loved. They're in a situation where they're getting hit from all sides. They've got tenants that are hurting and that are losing the race against inflation. Tenants always do, unless they have a way of getting fat raises. They have prices coming at them from everywhere that they can't control. They can't control the city tax rate. They can't control electricity costs. They can't control gas prices. They can't control higher water fees, higher garbage collection fees, new environmental rules. They can't control higher insurance costs on their property and buildings. Maintenance costs are through the roof for landlords. God help a landlord that has a 10-story high apartment building with 2 elevators in it. Those elevators cost a fortune to maintain, to keep running, especially on a 30, 40-year-old building. Parts are near impossible to get on these older elevators. If you have to replace an elevator with a brand new version of an elevator, you're blowing your budget right out the door for quite some time. To maintain the parking structure, to maintain the yard, to maintain just the parking lot in the back of the building, to guard against vandalism. Landlords have got every angle against them, and the customers hate them. So you want to be a landlord? Oh, good luck with that little. You better not have a fragile ego, because you are not going to like being a landlord. And comments like this, here it is. Landlords know the housing market's still high. There it is. This is what they're up against. Whatever pain landlords feel, it's 100 times worse for the tenants. Except they have nothing to show for it at the end. No property ownership or assets. True. There is that. Tough Grass says, my daughter's plastic playhouse is going for just $300 a night. East cleanup. So there you go. There's opportunities here. Traveling with Bruce symbol in upper right-hand corner of screen today, not a gold bagel. Oh, that's right. That's my Traveling with Bruce logo. Let's change that and put in our good old gold bagel logo right there. How about that one? Or how about that one? Oh, that's too small. Let's use that one right there. Right on. Thanks for the heads up, buddy. Appreciate that, Moonamo. Moon Man Moo, thank you. I put that up there last night for my TWB shows. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. We're down now on the Dow 23 points. It's negative. We are showing on the rest of the street now. What do we got going here? Trying to update my big ass iPad. Negative on the Dow. We're negative on S&P and NASDAQ at the moment. First Lady Jill Biden tests positive for COVID-19, and her husband had tested positive twice. Now she's testing positive. There you go. Got to keep an eye on that. Anyone can catch this, no matter how well protected you are. It matters not. You can imagine the staff around these two people are tested almost every single day, and yet this virus has a way of just going wherever it goes. It's incredible, the contagiousness of this virus. It's scary. Hector, Uncle Bruce, my BBBY is up 95%. I have call options at 850 and 9 strikes expiring Friday. What are your thoughts? Now, Hector, you got to help me here. Have you written these calls? Are these calls you have written? Let me know. Nicholas, any thoughts on the market rally for the holidays? I'm just trying to get through today. Who cares? Number 183. Morning, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs ups. 186 are in here, and they're still coming. Thanks, guys. Get me to 200. 14 away from 200. Thank you. I'm waiting for Hector to give me a little more clarification on what's up going on here. What's happening here? Okay, the Dow is up 21 again. A little buy program kicked in. AMC up 23. GameStop down 32. ME down 8, Matterport up 4, SoFi down 19. I've got ATIP now up 0.7 Rocket Lab down 27, SmartRent down a half a penny, Spire down 2.5 cents, Sectera down 11. Slight losses here and there, nothing too much. Okay, I have written these BBBY calls. Okay, so he's got the stock up. Obviously, the stock is obviously higher. There's no doubt about that. What do we do? How do we do it? There's the question. There we are. We're at 1631 on the shares right now. The volume looks like 22 million again today. It's a day trader's dream going on here. They're just trading like crazy. Let's see if I can get this thing to set up. My phone is really slow today. Bruce, do you advise waiting to set up a new poor man cover call strategy on Apple? What are your thoughts on that? Good question, because if you're going to buy Apple calls, I'll get to this BBY in just a second. If you're going to buy Apple calls and then write against them, you need to buy Apple calls that are deep enough in the money to stay in the money if the stock backs off. You can't have a poor man cover call strategy where you buy calls in the money to have the shares fall below those prices, and now you're not able to write calls anymore. That's the wrong way to go. The catch is, how low do you pay? How much do you pay and how low do you go on the strike price to stay safe, right? And that's the catch with the Apple shares. The Apple shares right now are 172.54, and the low for the last 52-week low, 129. So are you thinking 130s? Should you go long 130s, or should you go long 120s? Should you be $10 even more in the money? Well, if you're going to do that, a 120 call on a 172 stock, we're talking $52 in the money plus premium. That's an expensive contract. Having just said that, you want to buy 100 shares right now, $17,200 versus 5,000 something dollars. Obviously, less than one third the price, right? There's no easy answer for this. On the one hand, I could say to you, well, if you are really a full-time trader and you're in front of your quote machine all the time, you could play the game of buying a 150 call that's in the money for 6 months out, trying to get it for 90% book value, less than 10% premium, if that's possible. And then writing, 1 and 2 week contracts against a 6-month contract, and writing, just out of the money's 173s, 174s, 175s, and trying to make a few bucks every week. Can you bring in $2 or $3 a week on this stock as your contract might be shrinking in value if the stock starts dropping? The thing is, you might be able to go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks with 1 or 2 rollovers on contracts and bring in $4, $5, $6 in premium. The problem is if the stock goes down to 160 in the next 3 weeks from 172.5, you've lost $12.50 on your call. You only brought in $6 in premium. You're not winning, you're losing. On the other hand, if you then take that 150 and buy a 140, you sell the 150, you buy a 140, and you keep writing, and the shares rally a little bit to 160 to 63 to 166 for a few weeks, you get a few writes in again, your contract has gone up a few dollars, you've made $4, $5, $6 more dollars, and so all in overall, you're even, you're ahead a couple of dollars, and then now the next month comes along and it goes to 155. Now what? You've brought in more premium. Are you just doing all this work from 172 to 155 and breaking even? Is that what's happening on a poor man covered call contract, right? If you're a shareholder, you're looking way beyond 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. You care about how the shares do every day, every month, every week, sure. But you're a shareholder for years, not for weeks or months. As a poor man covered call writer, you're holding contracts that could expire in 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 months. You've got to keep a shorter fuse and a shorter view on your stock and on the time frame. But if you're a smart writer and you're on top of this, even writing weekly contracts, you could make more money than the stock fluctuates. And that's part of the fun of being a poor man covered call writer, because you're into a shorter business. You're a shorter writer. You're not in for 3-month contracts. You're in for 3-day, 3-week contracts or less. You're into movement here and short-term adjustments. So that's an answer that may not help you very much, but that's the reality of what we're dealing with. All right. BBBY calls. 8.5s and 9s have been written, and he's up 95% on his stock. I mean, his stock has gone up, but those darn calls are in the money now. What do you do? Well, in theory, you can just roll over these calls. You could theoretically buy back your 8.5 and 9s and write brand new 8.5 and 9s for 2 weeks out or a month out. And the theory is you'd bring in more cash because of the time that they have to live. On the other hand, is it possible, is it feasible where you can buy back your BBBY calls and write new calls that might be 10s and 11s? Or they're all 11s, or they're all whatever. They're a little higher on the exercise price, but they brought you in as much money as it costs to buy these back. Can you write a 2-month out contract and get up to a 12 or 13? Because if you can do that, if you can get closer to the price of the market to the market value, better off. Obviously, if you buy your calls back and then you spend, let's say you spend $200 more per call to buy them back than you got, but you can move up $5 a call on your exercise price. That's a $300 gain to you upon exercise, if that were to happen. One. Number two, if you could move up $5 to $15 exercise price, and the shares go from 16 now to 12, these calls, these 15s are out of the money now, and they will quickly lose a lot of value here. We all know the shares can go back to $5 a share at any time. It's a question of how long this day trading phenomenon will run. It was as low as $4.38 just a little while ago. How to play this is the key. You can always say, take me out. You can have my stock at $8.50 and $9. I got the premium already. I'll keep that and I'll walk away. You could play that angle, but looking at a 1 month chart on Bed Bath and Beyond, I mean, come on. This is where we were in the fours. Here's where we are now in the 16, 17 neighborhood. This is a month. That's a 1 month chart. Hello. Yeah, what goes up can come down. And I think you may want to entertain the idea of a rollover, if at all possible, even if you can just write 10s or 11s for a month or 2 or 3 out. If you have to go that far, but if you can score a couple of bucks more in cash than it cost you to buy these, you're the winner. Because all that cash you get to keep. If you get exercised, you're getting 10 or 11 plus the premium. If you don't get exercised and the shares come back to $8, you're going, okay, my shares are 8, but I just offered these at 11 and no one took me out. I got the premium and that premium has just shrunk to 0. It's way off. I'm being paid to hold this handsomely. And I'll buy those back, those 11s back, and I'll write 10s or I'll write 9s. I'm going to keep on writing. So Hector, you've got a couple of choices, which are all good, actually. IR Aaron Bruce, do you advise waiting to set up a new permanent strategy on Apple? We talked about that. All right, gone through that. Hope I'm not confusing too many of you on this. I hope it's helping out. If any of you want to have a one-on-one session with me to talk about these exact strategies for your exact account, then look me up. Send me an email at brucefarmer.com, right here, hotmail.com. Send me an email and say, let me know you want to get together. It's a $400 cost for about an hour. Sometimes it goes an hour and a half, but it's about $400. You will get more than your $400 cost on a couple of option rights for the rest of your life. So we can go over some strategies together, figure out some numbers and figure out some ideas. And then you can get to work the next Monday to make more than the $400 cost you sent me. So there's an idea there. Those of you out there who want to learn how to write options and what you should be doing, this is what you need to do. We have a sale on right now. You've probably noticed this on the upper corner up here on the chat, right there, way up there. You can get 4 classes for the price of 3 right now from my website. And what you need to do is make a donation right here to this PayPal account of $299.99 US funds. Make a donation to that and then send me an email on my email address right here, brucefarmer@hotmail.com. Tell me the 4 classes you'd like to have. If you have not watched any of the classes at all, there's 13 of them. They run from an hour and a half to 2 hours and 20 minutes each. Start with number 1. Get the first 4 classes and start watching those. You can watch them as many times as you want, so that you get it and understand it. It's in plain English with a live audience that are mostly these viewers here that are following me all the time. And you'll pick up a whole bunch of knowledge on how this works. If you've already seen some of the classes, but not all of them, then pick off the 4 you want. If you want 8, 9, 10, 11, or you want 3, 4, 6, 8, whatever 4 you want, just let me know. Send me an email. Say, Bruce, I've sent you this donation of $299.99 US. Here are the 4 classes I'd like to have. After these shows are over, I go back into my emails and then I send out the links that to you, and now you can watch them as many times as you want. All right. Some of you, you'll grab the 4 classes, and then you'll do a one-on-one, and that compounds your knowledge. You'll have watched these classes, then you see me one-on-one. We go over what you've watched and what you're not quite getting or what you're not quite sure about, and I keep you on the straight and narrow, and then you move forward. And a lot of you become much better option writers, and you start bringing in money. And this is the way to go. A lot of you want to quit your day job and you want to stay ahead of inflation. You want to stay ahead of this deteriorating economy. You want to stay ahead of your landlord. You want to someday have your own house. You want to someday quit your day job and get away from that 2% a year raise place. You want to get out of that damn cubicle. You want to get away from the steering wheel of that truck or car you're driving all the time. You want to have a life that you control 100% from morning till night. Option writing might be the way for you. It's a question of, do you have the mentality of an option writer? Can you train yourself to become an option writer? Because it isn't the same as trying to find a short squeeze stock and make the mother of all short squeeze profits. It's not the same. It's completely the opposite. Option writers are methodical, disciplined, and ruthless traders. And I'm slowly but surely converting a bunch of you into this bracket where you write an option, as in you sell a contract first, you sell first and buy back later. And what you sell it for is a price up here, and then you buy it down here. And if you have to do a rollover, you buy it back and write another one. You will become a ruthless repeat offender in the options market, but you are helping the options market succeed because you are creating liquidity, because you're offering contracts on either shares you own or contracts you already own that are in the money. Learn how to become a poor man covered call option writer. Take my classes. There are 13 of them now. 4 at a time if you want, 8 at a time. You can buy 12 for a discount. Whatever works for you is fine with me. All right. So thank you everybody for your support. There's the PayPal address just screaming across there. It's down below in the description as well. You'll find it there. So is my email address. Let me know and we'll take care of you. Okay. Hector says, thanks, Bruce. You got it. Dave the Mac guy, even if you think you have a handle on what you're doing, the classes are a good refresher. There are little gems in these classes that you'll go, oh, I forgot that. Or, oh, yeah, that's right. I didn't realize this. I will help you. These classes will help you understand the depth of the options market. And it'll help you figure out the psychology of your opponent in the options market. Because at the end of the day, you are selling an options contract or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20, whatever you're doing it. There's a buyer for these. The buyer is thinking the opposite of what you're thinking. Your thinking here is, I'm selling this contract with 3 weeks to go or 1 week to go or 10 days to go at this price because I believe it's going to go down to this price. The buyer of the contract from you is going, I'm buying it at this price because I think it's going to go to that price. They're completely in the opposite direction. One of you's right, one of you's wrong, or you're both right. It doesn't move at all, or you're both wrong. It doesn't move at all. Option writers almost always win in the end. They almost always win. If they know what they're doing, they win in the end because you're writing a contract that's probably out of the money, has time premium on it that is going to disappear without any doubt whatsoever. It's going to shrink out. And you're going to buy a callback for less than you sold it for. You're not going to be in every second trade of the contract. You're just offering them, and then you're crossing your arms, waiting for your moment to strike, and then you're buying them back. And you keep the change. All the time, you keep the change, and it's substantial money. And for a number of you out there, it has turned into your full-time job. I've managed to help a number of people here become full-time option traders, and they don't have a day job anymore. And it's liberating because this is all you need. to be an option writer, just one of these things. With your online account and your phone, you can be an option writer anywhere on the planet as long as you got internet. And a number of my viewers have figured it out. Oh my God, have they figured it out, bros? I went to Hawaii with my family. I wrote options on the beach while the kids were frolicking in the sand. I took my phone with me to see my mother in Washington State. I took my phone with me to the UK and I wrote options while I was on holidays. I took my phone on a cruise ship and I wrote on my options, writing options and buying and selling calls back in my cabin on my cruise ship, looking up over the balcony as the ocean was passing by. You have changed my entire life and my outlook and perspective on the world. And many others of you have said, I just love hanging out at home, man. I'm just so happy to be at home and not have the pressure of going downtown, going to the burbs, driving wherever or commuting to wherever. I'm loving this. I'm getting out of the market what I wanted. I always wanted to have the freedom and the ability to just make money and not be bothered by a whole bunch of screaming people or what have you. I love it. I don't have to worry about what mood my boss is in today. Thank God I don't have to worry about that, because it used to be I'd come into the office with all my other workers and we'd look at each other and go, did our boss have a conference call last night and did he get yelled at and he's now going to pass it on to us? What environment am I entering here? Every day, I have no idea. And many of you have said to me, I'm always terrified when I go to the office. I'm worried about what the changes are now. There's changes every week, every month, and it's always for the worse. It's never for the better. I want to get away from this. I really want to get away from this. So, way to go, you guys. Lame Duck was just going to ask that question on the sale of the lesson. Lame, I have 5 lessons, so adding 4 more just to have never know when you can use it. That's true. If you've done 5, you still got a couple to watch. And here's the summer sale for you. Grab 4 more at a discount and add them to your arsenal. You can watch them whenever you want. You don't have to watch them tonight. You can watch them in the next month, whatever you want. You're getting the links to your lessons, and you can go to them anytime you want, and you can revisit them anytime you want going forward. So a lot of flexibility there for you. Cody, writing feels like that scene from There Will Be Blood. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. Tiff, gee whiz. Geez, a BBBY November 18, $16 strike put costs $630. I can tell you right now, you can write some really nice premium contracts on this stuff. If you own the stock or you have deep in the money calls, you can write some nice calls against this stuff to help compensate you for this silly price. Absolutely. Michael, Wood finding out of my SoFi calls, sold at 81 cents, bought them back at 11. Giddy up, baby. That's what we're talking about. Lame. My Tesla is up $8,000, waiting for the split to get to 100 shares. Awesome stuff. Dave the Mac guy, I actually like my job and I enjoy doing it, and I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm not talking to you about the bad times. I'm not picking on you about the bad times. This is great. This is the way you want it. You're a winner. You're one of a few, but you're a winner. Way to go, buddy. Michael, SoFi to 400 now. Let's go. DQ, congrats, Michael. Nick, anyone making money on Carvana short? I am. LL, number 196, thumbs ups. Come on, 200. Let's go on the thumbs up meter. Dave, Michael, could we wait for my calls to be bought back first, please? I need to get mine too. And then it can go to 400. That's fine with me. There you have it. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me this morning. We have 197 thumbs ups in the house right now. We need just 3 more thumbs ups out of the 253 people watching. Can any of you can any of you throw a thumbs ups our way? We will be through 200 in no time. There's one of them right there, 198, 2 down, 2 to go. There's 200. We're up to 200 right now on the thumbs up meter, and now we're at 203 because, as always, you guys come through for me each and every time I ask you to. Thank you so much for helping me out, getting us over 200 thumbs ups as we keep moving up the scale. It helps immeasurably. Thank you, all of you, so much for being here. Isn't it fun today? Oh, what a fun day we're having here. Never a dull moment in this wild and wacky world in which we live. We've got the Dow. Let's take a look now. Gaining 51 points. It's not going anywhere. It's just not going anywhere. It couldn't take off yesterday. It's not able to take off today. Where are these 3, 5, 800-point gains? I'll tell you where they are. They're in our rear view mirror. That's where they are. We're not getting 500-point gains anymore. We are waiting for our first pullback of a profit-taking nature. That's the first salvo. Then the next thing we're waiting for is where analysts say this market may have topped out for a little bit because of the downgrades coming out. Then we're waiting for the next pullback beyond that, where companies are looking to, where investors are getting disappointed with the estimate numbers. And then the next pullback is these numbers that are coming out now are way below even the revised forecasts, and these markets are heading substantially lower. And that's what I'm waiting for. I can't tell you that it's going to be all peaches and cream, because I don't think it's going to be peaches and cream. I think it's going to be more negative than positive. Look at the GameStop, 38.88. We're down 80 cents. The low of the day, 38.60. We're under pressure here. Apple down 97 cents now to 172.22. A little more of a down dip coming in on the Apple. It's having an effect, little by little by little. This is what's going on here. Thank you all for joining me and hanging out here. It's good to see you. Debbie Bonner, I am number 197, baby. That's right. Oh, thank you, Debbie, for getting me so close and just getting us over everybody else who helped out. Nick is saying, I need to recoup paint money, shorting HD for possible profit taking at the end of the day. Right on. Tiff, HPQ is relentless lately, and I like it. Just hope for a short drop next week so I can buy back my $34 covered calls. Right on, kids. We're looking at AMC up 49 cents. We got GameStop down 80. 23andMe is up 2 pennies. Matterport down a nickel. SoFi down 33 cents. We've got ATIP down 4/10 of a penny. Rocket Lab down 18. SmartRent up 13. Spire down a nickel. Cyxtera down 45 cents. Tesla down $1.38. I kind of get the impression that Tesla is maxing out. It's getting close to its level. If you're up nicely on Tesla and you're waiting for the split, I wouldn't even wait. I'd sell here. Sell here. Sit on your cash, because you have enough cash at these levels. If the shares back off a little, you'll buy 100 shares on the post split. You don't need to wait through the post split to have 100. You're going to be able to buy the 100 you want, but you might buy them lower if the shares back off a bit. And they've had a good run here. Keep that in mind. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Tesla. All right. Pfizer down 13 cents, Boeing down 37, Apple down 94, HPQ at 34.58, up 18, Cisco up 26, Twitter down 15, Home Depot up 8.73, could be topping out here. Carvana down 27 cents, Robinhood down 29, Vector down 3.46, IBM up 1.56, Microsoft lower now, down 1.47 a share. Goldman down 217, Google down 36, Amazon down 40. So it looks like a bunch of our fangs, like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, they're all backing off. Apple backing off. The fangs are slipping just a little. We've got an 81-point drop on NASDAQ, definitely going lower there. S&P down 5.7. The Dow holding a gain of 88, but these two won't last. The split between will not last. One of these two will be right. One of them will be wrong. And if the selling intensifies on the FANGs and on the NASDAQ, the Dow will reverse. We'll see how this plays out. Let's go here. Let's go. Oil edging higher, up 21 cents, just a little at 89.62. Not a big recovery bounce by any imagination at all. Let's go. Tiff says, Bartman, I hope you get a good premium. Laugh a lot. Not good enough, but thanks. Abran, good morning. Welcome. AJ is here. Munamu made $110 on SoFi covered calls this week. Giddy up. Making any money anywhere is always a good thing. Cashing checks is fun. Making money is good. Tiff Bartman, P6, a September 16 $35 strike goes for 135, but that should be good enough to roll. Certainly, there could be better roll prices. Interesting to watch all the activities going on out there. More and more of my viewers talk to each other, as you are noticing here. If you going to watch all these comments here, these are members of the channel. They are probably all option writers now, and more are joining in every week. And they compare notes. And it's a great way for this community to stay on top of what's going on out here and figure out, am I doing this right? What do you think out there? Is anyone doing what I'm doing? That kind of thing. Whether you're writing one option or you're writing 50, it's the same trade. And so you can be talking to an option writer in this comment area here that is dealing with $10,000 and $20,000 transactions at a time. You're dealing with $200 transactions at a time. You're the same people. You're the same strategists. It's just a question of how many options are you writing. That's all it is. It's a pretty good community here. A lot of support, a lot of thinking, and then people come up with headlines. They'll see headlines that I miss or I can't possibly catch everything going on, and they pop up with an announcement that we try to track down to see what's going on. It's a good family to be part of here. And if you truly want to become self-employed, but you're worried about being in a room all by yourself all the time, that's not the case. Hang out with this gang of regulars on this channel the first 2 hours of every morning, 1 hour pre-market, 1 hour into the market, and the last hour of every day. And you're hanging out with these guys and yours truly, and we'll try to guide you through where we're headed. All right. Check out the sale for classes. Buy 4 for the price of 3. Limited time offer there. And if you want to have a one-on-one session with yours truly, let me know. Send me an email and say, Bruce, I'd like to get together with you. I'd like to book a time. When can you see me? Saturdays and Sundays is usually when I do this. This week, I only have openings on Sunday. Next week, we'll see if I have openings on Saturday and Sunday. We'll let you know. But always good to get together, and the one-on-ones are really helpful. Now, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, prime time with Uncle Bruce. If you are a Gold Bagel member, Wednesday nights are generally speaking reserved for you, except this week. I am making an announcement today that this Wednesday's prime time at 8 o'clock show is open to all. So if you've ever wondered, what do these Gold Bagel members talk about? Why are they always so excited about Wednesday night prime time, 8 o'clock? Find out for yourself. If you're just a regular member of the channel on the chillin' level, or you're not even a member, come on in. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, tomorrow night, prime time, Eastern time. Hang out with Uncle Bruce, prime time. I'm looking forward to seeing you, and it should be a lot of fun. Deborah, we got it. Deborah, got it. You're there. We're there. We're on. It's happening. Way to go. Folks, we'll get together tomorrow night, 8 o'clock prime time, the whole channel, and hang out with the whole gang. And you'll notice how casual it is because the markets are closed. There's no pressure for me to watch all these indexes and what's going on with all these stocks. We can just hang out and talk about option trades and market conditions and everything else. So come on in and consider becoming a Gold Bagel member. That's one of the perks of becoming one of these people right here, the backbone of this channel. Of course, the other perk is every day before 8:30 in the morning, I do a trade alert show just for Gold Bagel members to make sure I've got you on the right track, to let you know here's what they're talking about this morning all over the place. You need to know what the flavor of the day is. So when you come into this show in this market, you have a head start on everybody else. It's one of the advantages. Another one of the advantages of this, you get 5 trade alerts every week, the primetime show every week. That's 6 perks every month. That's 24 perks a month more than the regular membership level. And that's why a whole bunch of folks become Gold Bagel members. All right. So we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Looking forward to this. W. Walters, I sold a September 9 $44 GameStop call for $5.18, and it's trading for $2.40. Should I buy back now or wait for a way stinky lower low? What do you think I should do on this? You're in the win position. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're in a win position because the price of the contract is so much lower. Just selling this one $518 call, having it trade now for $240, not a bad return on your money. Over half, you're practically up 60%. You have until September 9, so that's another 3 weeks or so. In theory, you could say, well, I could buy it back. I could leave it and just let it depreciate further, certainly. Or I could buy it back and turn right around and write a September 16 or September 23, 2 weeks further down the road, $43 contract. Maybe I can write a further length time frame closer to the money call. Maybe I could write a 42. The stock's $38.99, and we're quite a ways out of the money here. Maybe you can pay $240 and then bring in $400-500 again on top of the $240, so that you're bringing in another $250 for this extra time you're offering. Maybe you can bring in more. I don't have the option chain in front of me this second. You have to do this homework yourself. Could be that by tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, with the time coming out, this will be down to $210, and you might be able to write a $450, $550, $6 contract for a few weeks further and bring in another $400 to $450 additional cash for either a 44, a 43, a 42, or a $41 call. It's up to you to decide and shop it out and figure out what you can write and what the option premiums are. And you might decide, yeah, I will. On the other hand, you might go, I want another dollar. I've already got, two something in here. I can buy these back for $110, $115 maybe. And if I buy them at $118, I make $4, a $400 profit on this contract in X amount of time. And you'll break that down to a daily basis or a weekly basis, and then factor forward. These are the kinds of returns that I'm looking for on this contract. It's always great to be a writer in this position. The stock is backed off. It's now $39.02 at this point. You're out of the money. Time is shrinking away. This contract is worthless. It has no book value. It's only got time value. And the time is September the 9th, including Labor Day, which is a holiday where we don't trade. So you got a freebie, a free day as well. That's another day of depreciation with no risk. So you're in a good position. You really are. And again, W. Walters, if you like writing calls in that $5, $6, $7 neighborhood, you might now take a look at a 2 week further out, 3 week further out contract at a lower strike price. Not too low, but out of the money, and buy back at around $240 something, and write at $6-7. And there you go. That's the luxury position that W. Walters is in right now. Keep in mind that had the shares gone higher and W. Walters would have been exercised, they would have taken away his stock at $44. He would have kept the $5.18 on top of that. He would have sold for $49.18. All right. Now you multiply that number times 4 to remind yourself this is almost $50 a share. That's a $200 sell price that he would be paid to write the 44. Is something wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So there's your opportunity. There's your choices. Okay, hope it helped. Nick, oh no, Uncle Bruce knows something about to go down tomorrow in the market to talk about in the primetime show. Oh my, Dave. Ooh, exciting. I can never make Wednesdays except during the summer. Testy Donkey, Primetimers where Bruce goes wild, eats 2 bagels. Mirko, do you already know if the comment section is open for everybody or just members tomorrow? Or keep it open as long as no trolls appear? The comment section is only open in the morning For the first hour, I try before the market opens. So once the market is open, it's members only. But if trolls show up, I'll shut it down, and I'll only make it members only. Dave the Mac guy. Hopefully, we'll be talking about BBBY tanking to $10 tomorrow. Mirko, I mean the primetime show. Primetime show will be wide open unless trolls show up. If trolls show up, I'll eliminate the trolls as best I can, and we'll see what we can do. But we'll see what happens. Thank you so nice, says Cindy. Coyote BBBY is over 1850. BBBBY. Where are we at right here? Where are we? Here we are, 1668, up 68 cents right now. High of the day, 1869. What a crazy day for this stock. Mirko, on the one hand, it could be nice to have all comments open. On the other hand, it might change the show compared to the regular show. Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to, obviously, we're hoping to entice more people to become Gold Bagel members, give them a taste of what's available. Like I say, this time we'll do it, and next week after that, back to Gold Bagel members only. We'll see what goes on. TIFF, HPQ premiums improved quite a bit over the last month. Used to be 40 cents to 110 for 2 weeks, depending on the strike. Now I see 80 to 140 for 2 weeks. Good stuff. Uncle Bruce, Beach Boy, is here. Hi there, Uncle B. Late again, but hey, who's counting? Still waiting for my portfolio to transfer to this other platform. Serenity now, Serenity now, Serenity now. I hear you, buddy. We got to wait her out. 1864 on BBBY, up 264 right now. And like I say, rollovers might be needed. This is stupidity at its finest, at its highest point. This stock puts the market cap of Bed Bath Beyond at $1.49 billion, and there's no way it's worth it. If this company does not raise cash, then these guys are idiots of the highest order. They have got to take advantage of these prices and this insane volume of 60 million shares. They have got to take advantage of this crazy market to bring in cash. This is their chance to save the company. I don't know how much plainer I can make it for these people. Karim, please clarify. When you write and get exercised, do you keep the premium and the full amount of your shares at the strike price? Or is a premium subtracted from the strike price? To be clear, if you write a $44 call option on GameStop and you receive $5 cash to do that right, and then you get taken out on the strike at 44, you get the 44 plus you keep your premium. You always keep your premium. Okay? Now, the shares go to $43.99 and you don't get exercised, and then they go back to $42.50, you keep the $5. It's all yours. You don't have to buy those calls back. They never went into the money. You can keep all of it if you want. That is why option writing is so juicy. The premium, you get to keep it, and the strike price. Everyone realizes that, and they go, what? 216 thumbs up, says Deuce Caboose. Karim, you keep both. Michael, Deuce Caboose. So, Ski, I'm finally out of my SoFi calls. Now it can run Coyote. So when I'm writing, think of your total sale as strike plus premium. That is your true sell price. Exactly. So if they take you out of your SoFi at $9 and you got $1 for the call, you got $10. It's trading at $9.50. You got a total of 10 and you were taken out. You can buy them back at $9.50 and write 10s. Yes, never fear the upside. Ever. BBBY, $19. I'm sure there are a few of us in a cash position. Michael, dang. Karim, thank you all. You got it, buddy. You got it. Big day for Karim today. Big day. BBBY, Bed Bath Beyond at 1976, up 376 a share. 1960s, trying to do a run here. As I said before, and I'll say it again, it has no reason to be here. Deborah, got it. Got it. Send me an email, Deborah. Send me an email. BBBY has no reason to be at 1947 a share. None. But it is. And that's just today. Okay. This company's in big trouble financially. They're in big trouble on their retail sales. They're in big trouble on their inventory levels coming in. I'm sure they are bleeding money everywhere. They need to raise cash. These guys have got to find a way to raise money, just a way to raise money. Now, if I were Uh, if I were Ryan Cohen and directors, and I were senior officers, I would be exercising my options at whatever cheap prices I can. If I have stock options at $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, I'd be exercising them right now and turning right around and selling shares into the market at 1996 to pay for this. Because when I buy the stock at 9, it goes into the treasury. When I sell stock in the open market, it goes to the stock market. And I would exercise all my options, $20.10 on BBBY. I'd be offering and exercising every option I have to fund my treasury with all the cash I can fund it with. That's what I'd be doing if I were the senior management of this company, to save my company and my job and my existence. Hey, you're selling it at 9, you're buying it at 9 or 10, whatever these exercise prices are. If they're way below 20, buy the stock, sell the stock to pay for it and your tax bill, and say, hey, I've done my part to save this company by funding it with a bunch of money. Whether I put in 10 million into it, 20 million into it, 30 million, at least it's something. But these guys have got to do an offering. They've got to do an offering. Come on. Yep, it's $20. I covered CVNA, profit $9,000, says Nick. Way to go, buddy. Way to go, taking the dough. Zzz, on the wavy gravy chart. That's right, baby. This BBBY at $20. Zzz. If you are into options, do rollovers. Do a rollover. If you already did a rollover today from $9 to $12, now you're going to do a rollover from $12 to $16. Keep rolling it up and rolling it up and pegging it higher, pegging it higher, pegging it higher. This is what you got to do here on this crazy run up. You got to peg in and lock in your higher premium every time you can. That's what the stock's telling you to do. It's going stupid. We're up 53 on the Dow. We're down 14 on S&P. We're down 124 on NASDAQ. BBBY is ignoring NASDAQ. The Dow is not. The Dow was up 100 points. It's now only up 50 because NASDAQ is dropping. We're going lower. Apple at 172.14, down $1.06 right now. GameStop down 24 cents to $39.44. We've got AMC up 87 cents. We got ME down 14 cents. Matterport down 11. SoFi down 36. ATIP down a third of a penny. Rocket Lab down 17. SmartRent holding a 12-cent gain to $3.40. Spire down 5.5. Cyxtera down 54. Tesla down $16. Pfizer down 19 cents, Boeing down 79, Apple down 118, HBQ holding a 14-cent gain, Cisco holding a 27-cent gain, Twitter down 22, Home Depot up 877 to 323 at the moment, but it's topped out. Carvana down 173, Robinhood down 34, Vanik down 465, IBM up 144, Microsoft down 252, Goldman down 260, Google down 76, Amazon down 64, Meta down 349. We have negative numbers coming through on more and more stock. How will it react as we keep going? 1925 on Bed, Bath, and Beyond. There we are, folks. Beach Boy Clippers, do you have some spot for a guy who's working on his patience in the markets for a one-on-one Sunday? I'm asking for a friend. I'm filling up here. I think I've got noon my time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. 2 p.m. Eastern time is, what is that, 8 for you? Is that 8 o'clock for you? Something like that. Let me know if that can work for you, because it looks like my early spots are gone on Sunday. By all means, let me know. Coyote, 888 average on BBBY. Drinks on me tonight, lads. When are you going to sell? When are you going to sell and take the money off the table? BW, Uncle Bruce, waiting on PayPal money deposit. Once in there, it's off to you for the 4 for 3 deal. You got her, buddy. No problem. Michael, do you think this is SoftBank selling more SoFi? We're down 37 cents to 7.25. We know they've got money problems at SoftBank. The question is, what are they going to do? If they were to sell Alibaba, they're cashing in mega profits. If they sell SoFi, they're cashing in mega losses. Are they using losses against profits to kind of minimize taxes? I don't know, Michael. I don't know. But boy, my gut tells me, they're going to get out because they got to get out. Sooner or later, they got to make moves. I don't know. Today of the day, I wish I could. I sold half on the run, Uncle B. Way to go, Coyote. Taking the money off. The other half for covered calls, rock and roll. It's wild. It's just wild, isn't it? It's crazy. 1932 up 332 on Bed Bath & Beyond. Doesn't deserve to be here. But who am I? I'm just a guy in front of a computer trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Coyote, just enjoying the ride aid at the moment. Been such a down year, and I'm glad that you've got a winner. I love it. Making the money. Why not? Taking it. Nice, Coyote says, Pick Nose. Debbie, Uncle B sent you an email to reschedule from my 10 a.m. Sunday for the following week already. Wanted to give you a heads up for availability for Beach Boy. Beach Boy, I have an opening at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Would you like that one? Debbie, thank you. Yeah, my friend says 12 noon Eastern is 7 p.m. here and looking forward to it. So 12 noon Eastern time is what you'd like. I don't have 12 noon Eastern time available. I have 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 5 o'clock your time, or I have 2 p.m. Eastern time, which is 9 o'clock your time. So you can either have 5 or 9. Something tells me you're going to want 5, but you let me know which one you'd like, my friend. Tell me again. Oh, it used to be a lot easier. It's not that easy anymore. Debbie Bonner, you're welcome. Thanks, Debbie. Credit Savage, SoftBank is still selling SoFi. They're going to get all out because they've been told they must sell. Chase has been buying. Vanguard, BlackRock, institutional ownership has grown by 50 million shares. Isn't that something? I believe it. I really do. I'm just blown away that it's this low. I really am. Oh yeah. Good morning, simpletons and fellow degenerates. Welcome, Credit Savage, to the party. I'm sorry, trying to help. It's all good, Debbie. It's all good. Love it. Thank you. Not a problem at all. It's all fine. I'll be reading your emails later, and we'll figure it all out. No problem. We'll take care of Beach Boy. We'll get him figured out as well. Too much fun. 1955 on Bed Bath & Beyond. We've got the Dow now up just 35 points. We're down 16 on S&P, and we're down 138 on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's down 1% on the day. S&P down 0.4. The Dow's only up 1/8 of a percentage point. We're losing on the Dow now. It's coming back. We got GameStop down 32 cents here. ME down 17. Matterport down 7. SoFi is at 725, down 37 cents at the moment. Okay. Watching a lot of stuff. Apple down 121. Home Depot holding an 850 gain, but it had topped out. I think Home Depot got up to 325 almost. Now we're 320. That might be a good move for Nick over there. Okay, Beach Boy, 10 p.m. 10 p.m. Eastern will work. Thank you, Debbie. No, 10 a.m. Eastern. Yes, we'll put you in there. All right, Mr. Beach Boy, we got you at 10 a.m. Eastern this Sunday. You're in there. And Debbie, we'll get you into the next Sunday. We'll figure that out together after the show is done. No problem at all. It's all good. It's all good. I still have one availability, it looks like, at 2 p.m. Eastern at the moment, and I'm waiting for one other person to confirm their time slot, and then we'll kind of go from there. Credit Savage, time to buy puts on BBBY. Anyone that thinks this is sustainable, I have this red bridge in San Francisco. I'm selling for a bargain. Michael, 3 a.m. Pacific sounds great. See you then. Okay, Michael, no problem. You wait by the computer and wait for me to send you that link. You just stand by, buddy. Oh my. So much fun, everybody. Thank you all for being here today. This is cool stuff. 2 p.m. could work as well. Debbie, Beach Boy, you're welcome. Oh my goodness. I'll be talking to these people by email after this show is over, rather than continue this discussion here. Thank you all so much for hanging around. I'll be on this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern time for the final hour of the day today. So join me for that. We'll stay on top of this whole developing market. Thank you, those of you who are taking advantage of the four for three deal on the classes. Remember to get a donation to this PayPal address right there, and then send me a private email with the 4 classes you'd like to have. We'll get you looked after. And if you do want a one-on-one, send me I prefer private emails for one-on-ones. A little easier for me to handle than on the fly here, but we'll do the best we can. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, prime time with your buddy Uncle Bruce, open to all. Instead of just bagel members, gold bagel members only, anyone can join me tomorrow night, prime time, 8 o'clock. Tell your friends and come on in for that show. We'll have some fun tomorrow night. John Anderson, thank you, everybody. Beach Boy, you need a back office person, Uncle B. You need help back there, man. You're so discombobulated. Yeah, it's me. It's all me. I'm the problem. I'm the problem here. Thank you, everybody. We'll keep an eye on this market together. I'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern for the final hour. See how all this kind of falls into place. BBBY 1964, AMC up 36 cents, a GameStop down 51. As we are down, we're only up 29 points on the Dow right now, and we're down on S&P and NASDAQ. NASDAQ now down 140 and falling. Oil now negative 18 cents and falling as well. All righty, guys. Let's see here. Chris, I've got to love Wednesday evening chats with Uncle Brucey. Beach Boy, serenity now. Serenity now. See you guys later today at 3 o'clock Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Take care.